Welcome, I'm going to install Windows Server 2019 and first of all I'm going here to File, Preferences, Input and Virtual Machine because I want to change how I change the window of the virtual machine and the window of my host area. So we press and I want it to be F12. So we click OK. Now I'm gonna install the Windows Server. I'm gonna click here. I'm gonna name it Windows Server 2019 Standard. I'm gonna click here in the version and I'm gonna click on Windows Server Windows 2019 64-bit. Then next, I'm going to put 2 GB of RAM. Next, I'm gonna create the first hard disk with a VDI VirtualBox disk image. The default option is dynamically located because I don't want to use all of my real hard disk. And I'm going to put 250 gigabytes for the first hard disk because I'm gonna put another one. Now here we have the virtual machine. We go to configuration here in settings where we are clicking on storage and I'm going to add another hard disk. Create the same as the first one with the VDI dynamically allocated. Next, and the same amount of store, 250 gigabytes, and create, and we click on choose. I'm gonna select the second hard disk. I'm going to put it on SATA port 3, 4, I don't care, it's whatever. The first hard disk, I'm going to put it on number 2. The optical drive, I want it to put in SATA port 0. And now we can do it right. This one in number 1 and this one in number 2. Now that we have this done, we go to network and a second one that is going to be an internal network. After putting the second adapter, I'm gonna put here in storage in the empty optical drive the Windows Server 2019 ISO. I choose a disk. I'm going to put add and I'm going to choose the Windows Server 2019 ISO. Now that it is here, we click on choose and it is in the optical drive. We click on OK with the network with this already done and this in order, and we can proceed to click on start. It is loading files, find the Windows logo. I'm going to use Spanish because I like to and I speak Spanish, so I click on Siguiente and this I want to put it in Spanish. And we click in Install or Instalar ahora. The program of the installation is starting. Fine. Here we can choose the type of the Windows Server. I want the second one that is called Standard Evaluation, Desktop Experience, Experiencia de escritorio. So this one has a common user interface that is easy to use. And when I click to next, I accept the license terms and click on next. And I want only to install Windows without having to another thing with configuration, application, only Windows. Now I'm gonna choose where I want to install the Windows server. I want it to install here. And this number is 150 gigabytes. And I click on apply. Okay. We'll wait until he finishes. And we have all the partition that Windows have been reserved for the system, and the partition of 150 for the operating system. Now the other two partition, this hard disk and this partition, I'm going to ignore it, and we will see when the server is installed. We click on next, and we wait until all of this is finished. Now it is restarting the Windows. I don't want to it is booting from the CD drive. I want it to start to the hard disk, so it is starting the operating system. Starting services, preparing devices, I'm going to create I'm going to put a password for the administrator that is going to be player 1, 2, and 3. And stopping the configuration, ending the configuration. We go to input, keyboard, insert Control Alt and Del, and then we can log in. We put a password and we log in. Ta-da! Now in the server, it will appear this window that is the server administrator. We are going to ignore it, and we are going directly to the application we are looking for, that is diskpad. In Spanish, you can look it for particionar discos. It's called diskpad. Now we have entered it. It says that we have to initiate the first disk, that is the second disk, and we're gonna put it as MBR. Accept, First of all, I'm gonna change the letter of the CD-ROM or the optic, the CD is here. Now I got it with the gracias because I put it, but it should be sold as the Windows Server ISO, and it says that it's in SATA 0. I'm going to change the letter to the letter Z. We accept it, we get it, yes. Now I'm going to create the other partition. I'm going here for the command prompt, I'm going to put cmd, and I'm going to put disk path to partitionate it. Now I'm going to put list disk. I want the number, the 01 right now, so I'm going to select it, select disk 0. Now it is selected, and I'm going to boot, and I'm gonna create extended partition, partition extended, and the size we want to put it, I'm going to put 70 gigabytes. So I'm going to put, and we press enter, and it was created. We go to this part application, and now it's here. We click in the right button, and we will upload a new volume. Click next. I'm going to put 70 gigabytes. I'm going to put the letter D. Next, in volume, I'm going to call it datos. And I'm going to format it by NTFS. And next, and end the new volume symbol. And we got it. I'm gonna put this, left this 30 gigabytes with a free space. Now in the second disk, we are going to create the swap partition. We click on new volume symbol, we click next, and I'm going to put 4 gigas for the swap. I'm going to put the label E to this partition. We click on next. I'm going to format it like NTFS, and I'm gonna call it swap. And we click on next, and then enter. Now I'm gonna create the second partition. It's going to be for programs, and it's going to be 100 gigabytes size. We click on next. This is 100 gigabytes. In reality, it's gigabytes, but you know, it's called like that. We click on next. We are going to put the label F. We click next. I'm going to format it like NTFS, and I'm gonna call it programas. And we click on next, and we end it. Now I'm gonna create another extensive partition. We select disk 1 because it's the second disk, this one, and we are gonna create a extended partition, but I want it to take all this storage. so I don't have to put the size. We click intro. It was well done. I'm gonna close this program because it won't show up instantly the partition. Now it is done. We click on new volume simple because I'm gonna create another partition here. That is, we click next. It's gonna be for copies, security copies. That is gonna have 100 storage gigabyte. We click on next. The label will be G, and we click on next. It will be formatted in NTFS, and it will be called copies. We click on next, and we end it. I'm gonna let this free storage. Now I'm going to change the host name and the workgroup. We go to panel control or control panel. We go to system and security, system, and here in change configuration, we go to change. I'm going to change the name of the host. That is going to be servidor. And Fernando, and the group of work is going to be ACME, and we accept it. Okay. Okay. We should reboot to apply these changes, but it's done. I'm going to reboot later. Now here in the same page, we go to configuration of the system, configuration, advanced option, and change virtual memory. I'm going to click this box and then choose the swap memory that I'm going to personalize, and I'm going to put the minimum is 16 megabytes and the maximum I want to put here 3 gigabytes, so I put 3072 and I establish it. Then I want to put the other giga in C, so I put personalized size, and I put 1024 and I establish. Yes. And now we have the virtual memory here in the swap 3 gigabytes and here another gigabyte. We click accept, and there should be a reboot to apply the changes, and we click apply and accept and reboot later. Now after I have rebooted, I go to the search bar and look for name of the host, servidor Fernando, and if we go to the other place that is panel control, system, system, change configuration, we are in Acme, correct, and the swap is well done. Good. You can check it here, configuration, advanced option, and change, and it's here. That will be everything.